Cigna and Southwest Tennessee Community College are committed to employee wellness. We are excited to present this summer cooking class designed to show you how to cook and eat healthy on a budget. Executive Chef Donald Nichols of Healthy Kids and Teens will be preparing a flexible sauteed chicken meal. This delectable dish can be served for dinner or quickly converted into a chicken wrap, which is perfect for lunch. Let's get cooking.
Hey, let's get started now preparing this wonderful healthy dish. The first thing I'm gonna start off with, I have 2 3-ounce chicken breasts, and I got them in this plastic bag because I want to marinate them. Okay, one of the things that I like to do is add some olive oil. I prefer olive oil because it's quite healthy for you. I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of olive oil, a little bit of garlic. Ooh, yes. A little bit of Cajun seasoning. I love using Cajun seasoning. Brings the flavor out. Just a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of sea salt. I prefer sea salt instead of the regular sauce that we have, table salt, because the sea salt is more healthier for you. Either sea salt, Himalaya salt, or kosher salt. Okay, we're gonna kind of mix this around in there so it can get a good coat on it. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yes, perfect, perfect. Now we're gonna let this kind of sit for probably for about 30 seconds. Okay, now we're gonna move over to my stove so where I'm gonna pan sear this chicken. Okay, let's get ready to move over to the stove now. Hey, I'm back and we are at my stove right now. First thing I did was kind of preheat my skillet. Okay, kind of get it pretty warm and stuff because you want to pan sear it. Next thing I do, I add about a tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, kind of mixed it around in the skillet. Then while it's that sitting, I grab my chicken breast. I'm gonna go ahead and use my gloves. Okay. See that sizzle right there? Okay, kind of set this off to the side. Okay, what you want to do and let the chicken breast saute for about, I say about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. Then what we're gonna do to finish the chicken breast off, we're gonna put it in the oven. I usually like cooking my chicken breast between 275 and 300. And keep the juices in there and keep the moisture of the other chicken breasts. Okay. Yes, I wish you was here so you can smell this aroma. One of the things that you would like to do is when you're doing your protein, you would like to put it in a Ziploc bag and put different herbs and spices in it because it soaks into the meat and give it a very good flavor to it. Okay, here we go. We getting it pretty brown. You want it pretty like a little golden brown, but you don't want to overcook it. You're gonna let the oven do all the cooking. Oh yes. See that? Okay, now I'm gonna flip it over. Oh yes. Okay, we're gonna cook it on that side for about a minute. Then what I'm gonna do, once it gets cooked for about a minute, I'm gonna add it to the oven. Oh yes, for sure. See the juiciness in it? And the juice is gonna lock in. Once I put it in the oven, the juice will lock in and the flavor will be all through the meat. Oh yeah. Yes. Now you can flip it. You can flip it over a couple of times because you finally got your skillet up to temperature. Okay. The marinade that I use for this chicken breast consists of olive oil, Cajun seasoning, black pepper, and sea salt. Very simple. And you mix it in a plastic Ziploc bag. Okay, we're gonna slide it in the oven between 275 and 300. Okay, we're gonna let that cook for the next 2 to 3 minutes. Now, since we have the chicken in the oven already, now we get ready to prepare a very healthy salad for the chicken breast. Okay, now, First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab a plate. Then I'm gonna grab the spring mix. The spring mix consists of spinach, a little bit of bib lettuce, a little bit of iceberg. Okay, you can get it at your local supermarket. Okay, what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of spring mix right here in the middle. In the middle. Okay, now I'm gonna slide this out the way, and I'm gonna grab some tomatoes. I got some cherry tomatoes, and what I'm gonna do with the cherry tomatoes, I'm gonna slice them. Put a few of them on top. This salad is gonna be very healthy for you, especially in the summertime. You wanna have something very light to eat. You don't wanna eat a lot of heavy food because it depletes your energy. Especially, working at the university, and you got to have a lot of energy to work with our youth. Put it like this, our young adults. Okay, I got a few cherry tomatoes on there. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab a cucumber. There's a lot of people like the skin on the cucumber, and I think I'm gonna take the skin off right quick. I'm gonna take the ends of it off. Okay, get rid of this. Okay, and I got a $1.99 potato peeler. Very simple. You can get at any store. Okay, I'm gonna start peeling the cucumbers. And what I usually do is just do strips. Okay, we got that already. We can get rid of this. Okay. Now I'm gonna slice the cucumbers. I usually do like a 1/4 inch. 6 of them. Okay. Now just place the cucumbers basically around the salad. Okay. That's the color you want. Okay. We're not quite done with the salad yet. Okay. Now we're gonna add a little bit. I got a carrot. And what I usually do is take the skin of it off of it. Very simple. Okay. Take the end of it off and take it down to where you de-skinned it at. Okay. Switch knives. Now I'm gonna slice them in little circles. Okay. You don't want to get too many carrots on it. Just enough for the color. Okay. Now we got the carrots on it. Now I'm gonna add some red onions to it. Okay, I usually like to take it all the way down, because you can get a few red onions and it'd be kind of going pretty bad, and you want to make sure it's totally clean. And what I usually do with my red onions, I cut it in half and I julienne them. I'm gonna take it from this side, julienne them down. Very simple. Okay, we got the onions ready now. Okay, we're gonna kind of break them apart. Oh yes. You don't want to overpower them with the onions. I'm gonna be very, very gentle with it. Okay, now we got the onions already taken care of. Now we're gonna top this salad with some Gouda cheese. Gouda, I love Gouda cheese. It brings the flavor out, especially with the red onions. And the red onions are sweet. A little bit of Gouda cheese over the top of it. And you can pick your own dressing that you would like to have on it. I would prefer, on this salad right there, I would prefer a light vinaigrette. Okay, now we get ready to check our chicken breast now. Get ready to bring it out and check it. Slide it right there on the board. Oh yes. Oh yes, that's what we're looking for right there. Now I'm getting ready to finish finished a very light dinner meal. Okay, slide this back over here. This is a very light dinner meal. A basic chicken breast with a nice salad. Very light and refreshing. Hey, we just got to finish with our dinner right here with the basic chicken breast and the salad. Now I'm gonna convert that into a very healthy wrap. And I'm gonna use a spinach tortilla. Okay, we're gonna put this back here to the back. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna lay down some basil pesto first. Basil pesto. The basil pesto, you can basically get it at any Sprouts or you can even get it at Aldi's. You can get it at Kroger's. And it just consists of a lot of herbs and some fresh basil with some pine nuts and olive oil. And a little bit of garlic. Very, very easy to make, but it's kind of time consuming. It'd be kind of great that you just go ahead and buy it already prepared. If you have the time to make it, it's even better. Okay, now we got the pesto on it. Now we're gonna lay down the lettuce. The same lettuce that I used for the main dish. Okay, kind of move that out the way. Okay, now I got some tomatoes. Same tomatoes that I use for the salad. Okay, I'm gonna lay this down strategically. I'm gonna do a couple more. I kind of like tomatoes myself. Okay, now slide this out the way. Now I'm getting ready to use my favorite, my red onions, sweet red onions. I like to shave the red onions, be very thin. Okay, that's enough. Okay, we're gonna slide this in here. That's a pretty big chunk right here. We don't want to put a big chunk onion in there. Okay, have my chicken breast right now. Okay, and what I'm gonna do with the chicken breast, I'm gonna dice the chicken breast. I usually go lengthwise. And you want a very small dice. You don't want the big chunky pieces. You don't want the big pieces like this. You want a pretty fine dice. Okay. Now I'm gonna lay this right there in the middle. Now I'm getting ready to add some Gouda cheese to it. Oh yeah. Okay. Now we get ready to wrap it up. Okay. Now this is the key on wrapping this. A lot of people try to wrap these and they usually break on them. But I usually just fold them at the end. Make sure you tuck it real in. Tuck it tight. Then roll it. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna grab a plate. Okay. Okay. Now, I like to cut my wraps on a bias cut. Very bias cut. Oh, yes. Now, I'm grabbing a couple of toothpicks. You can say toothpicks or you can use skewers, either one. Kind of slide it through just like that, very gentle, because you want to keep it wrapped. Okay, that's it. But I got to add a treat to this. What I did earlier, I made a fruit compote, which just consists of grapes and strawberries. But I got to add a part to this. It's a treat, and it's going to bring the flavor out on the fruit compote. Some blueberries. Okay. Now, this is the same meal that I made with this one, with the chicken, lettuce. Very healthy meal for the summertime, especially for lunch. Thank you, and I hope you try it, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Cigna and Southwest Tennessee Community College are committed to employee wellness. We are excited to present this cooking class that is designed to help you cook and eat well on a budget during the busy fall season. Executive Chef Donald Nichols of Healthy Kids and Teens will be preparing a flexible dish that can be easily converted into 3 different meals: a pan-seared filet mignon, a steak wrap, and a breakfast with beef tips, eggs over easy, and hash browns. Chef Nichols teaches us that preparing healthy meals can be fast and delicious. Let's get cooking.
Hey, how y'all doing today? Today we're gonna do a wonderful fall dish, and it's gonna consist of a filet mignon, baked potato, and fresh asparagus. But with using these ingredients, I'm gonna substitute a few different items to make it into a lunch wrap, and I'm gonna do a breakfast with the leftover filet mignon. Okay, the first thing I have to do first, since it takes the longest to cook, is put the baked potato in. And one of the things I like to do with my baked potato is I usually put olive oil over the baked potato, you know, kind of rub it in. Then basically you don't have to put a lot of seasoning on your baked potato. Basically some black pepper and a little bit of sea salt. Baked potatoes usually take close to 45 minutes to an hour to cook. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get this in the oven. Okay, I'm gonna slide it up top. Oh, we gotta get the steak going in there. Okay, now we got the filet out. And what I'm doing, I got it in a plastic bag, okay? And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add some olive oil, some sea salt, black pepper, and a little bit of garlic to give the flavor to it. Okay, I usually use, I'll say probably a tablespoon of olive oil. I usually just kind of put it in there. Add a little teaspoon of black pepper, a teaspoon of sea salt, and 1 teaspoon of garlic, minced garlic. You can find a minced garlic at any grocery store. All these, you can even find it at Dollar General. You know, very good to have in your refrigerator. And see how I kind of mix this up? Oh yeah, you want to coat the meat. One of the things that I'm getting ready to do now, I'm getting ready to go over to my stove right now. I'm getting ready to pan sear this filet mignon. Let's get started. Hey, I'm at my stove right now. I already got my skillet preheated. Now I'm gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil to the pan, the heated pan. Okay, kind of make sure the pan is coated. And I'm gonna take the steak that I already had marinated and I'm gonna slide it right on into it. Oh, yes. You can hear that sizzle on it. That's what you want. You want to hear the sizzle. Now, what I usually do, I let it sizzle for a few minutes to turn the heat up on high because you want to have a good coat on it. Oh, yes. Very good. And what I usually do, I like to cook my steak average to 5 to 6 minutes on each side so you can have a good coat so it can lock in the juices. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's one of the things that you can do is if you don't want to use the filet mignon, you can pan sear a New York strip. You can even do a T-bone steak. And I prefer filet mignon. That's the best part of the steak that I love. You know, I usually eat filet mignon. Every once in a while, I like eating a New York or a porterhouse. But give me a filet mignon, I'm really great. Okay. I wish you was here to smell that aroma. Okay. Okay, yeah. Now I just flipped it over. See, you can tell the texture on it, very, the juice is gonna get locked in it. And it's really gonna get locked in when I put it in the oven. Because I like when I prepare my steaks for my family, I usually like my steak medium rare, more on the rare side, but they prefer theirs medium to medium well. Oh, I just can't eat a good piece of meat medium well. Just take the whole juices and things out the steak. Oh yeah. Yeah, let that garlic, that seared garlic get all in it. Okay. Oh yes. Now, I'm getting ready to slide it right on into the oven. I got the oven set at 350. 350. Ready? Let's go ahead and set it on in the oven. Here we go. Hey, okay now. Now we got the baked potato in the oven. We got the steak in the oven. Now I'm getting ready to do my vegetables now. Okay, what I'm using today is asparagus, fresh sauteed asparagus, very simple. And what you want to do with your asparagus, you would like to take the ends of it off of it. And I usually take the ends of it off all the way a little bit under a half, pretty much. You want it just to fit on the plate very nicely. And one of the problems that a lot of people have with asparagus, they usually overcook them. You want your asparagus cooked al dente. That means it's cooked and it's pretty much a little bit of raw too, but you want that crunchiness to it. We get ready to move over to my stove right now, and we get ready to prepare our asparagus. By the time the asparagus get ready, we should be coming up on our baked potato and our steak, and we can put all the components together. Okay, let's move on over to the stove right now. Okay, we over to my stove now. Now I already got my skillet pretty much preheated, and what I'm gonna do, add a tablespoon of olive oil. Oh yes, because you want the skillet to be pretty much hot, but you can kind of cook it in there if it's kind of warm. But I prefer really explain it to you. You would like to have your skillet pretty much hot. Okay. Okay, kind of move the oil around it. Okay. I'm gonna add the asparagus to it. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. 2 tablespoons. Okay. Now I'm gonna add a pinch of sea salt, a pinch of black pepper. You don't want it overpowering it. Then the key that I'm gonna love to do is I'm gonna add a little bit of white wine to it. Okay, you're gonna let that cook for at least no more than a minute on each side. Oh yeah. I wish you could smell this aroma, especially with the white wine and the garlic. Now I get kind of a little heavy-handed. I usually add a little bit more black pepper to it, pinch a little bit more sea salt. Okay. They pretty much like I want them. Okay, now we're gonna let that sit right there. Now we get ready to go back to the main table and we get ready to put all the components together. Hey, now we get ready to put all your components together, the filet, the baked potato, and the asparagus. Okay, now let's start with the filet. I'm grabbing it out the oven now. Oh yeah. That's the first thing I'm grabbing. Okay, it's pretty hot. And what I like to do, I like to strategically set it real nice, because when you go out to eat, if the food presentation isn't like you want it, usually time the food don't really taste that well. And a lot of us people, we eat with our eyes first. And I know I do. I eat with my eyes a lot before. If it don't look right to me, I won't eat it. Okay, now we got the filet strategically placed. Now we get ready to grab the baked potato. Okay, baked potato right there. Okay, what I like to do is go ahead and slit the baked potato open. Okay, now I'm gonna set this one right here. Now, what I'm getting ready to do, grab the asparagus. Okay, now we want this asparagus to be the asset of the plate. Okay, let's slide this one back over there. Now, I got a big treat for you. Now, I'm gonna slide this closer to me. I'm gonna open up the baked potato. Oh yes, piping hot. Okay, what I got prepared, I have some butter balls. And what I usually like to do is slide one butter ball into the baked potato. Okay, this other butter ball that I prepared is a herb butter, and it consists of basil, garlic, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of sea salt. And what I'm gonna do, butter brings the taste out on your steak, especially if you had it marinated. And what I'm gonna do is slide this right on over to the top of the steak. That's your good filet mignon with asparagus and baked potato. Very simple, a good fall meal. Hey, how y'all doing? Today, I'm getting ready to take that filet mignon that I use for the dinner. Now I'm getting ready to use it for a Philly steak wrap, okay? One of the things I like to do first, grab my steak, and what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna chop it up. I usually like to do it in strips. So in the process of me doing that, I already got my skillet on a preheat right now. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna set that right here. Okay, we already got that ready. And what I usually do with the green peppers or the red peppers or the onions, okay, what I usually do is cut it, kind of take the brain of it out. Most people wonder what the middle of the green peppers or the red pepper is, and I kind of julienne it. Be very careful when you do this. Okay, I already got some pretty much done right here. I did the onions and the green peppers already, but you know, always can add a little bit more. Now we got the peppers ready, we got the meat ready. Now we get ready to move over to the stove right now so I can saute this up, and we're gonna have a Philly steak wrap. Hey, I'm back over at my stove right now. Got my skillet already preheated. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it. Very simple. I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic to it, because I'm gonna saute the green peppers and onions for the Philly. Yes. Oh yes. Okay, I'm gonna add a twist to it. I'm gonna add a little bit of Cajun seasoning to it, about a teaspoon. A little bit of sea salt. Okay, that's how you want it. Now I'm getting ready to add my steak to it. Oh yeah. You're gonna let that saute for 4 to 5 minutes, a little bit less. All depends how tender you want like your meat to be. Okay, yes. Now, another pinch of sea salt, another pinch of Cajun seasoning. Oh, yes. And top it off with a little bit of black pepper. And see, this is the filet mignon that I used for the main dinner dish. I took it, I had some left over, and I diced it up, and I'm making a Philly wrap with it. Okay, now the top part of it, right now, I'm getting ready to add the cheese to it. And what kind of cheese I got? I got some fresh mozzarella. And I love mozzarella. Let me make sure that everything's together. Yeah. Okay. Bring it up. That's a little bit of steam to bring it up. Oh yeah. See how it's looking now? Okay. Now we're gonna let that sit here for a minute, and now we get ready to prepare the wrap for it. Let's move back over to my table. Hey, now, okay, we got the Philly ingredients already ready. Now I'm getting ready to grab a plate. Okay. And I am going to do this with a spinach wrap. Okay. Okay, now I got the wrap already down. Now, what I like on my Phillies is mayo. What I usually do is spread the mayo around. Oh yeah. Okay, we got that already taken care of. We slide that to the back. Now we get ready to grab the Philly mix. Oh yeah. Because you want to grab all of it in there. Okay, and we got that all ready. Now we get ready to wrap it. Okay, strategically start it at the end. Grab it, roll it tight. Right there. Okay, now we're gonna cut it on a bias cut. Okay, now we're gonna just set it on the plate. Then I add the toothpicks to it. Okay, right there. Right here, okay. We're gonna add the picks to it. Okay, what I usually like to do with this dish, I usually eat it with some good fruit. And I got a good fruit compote with it. Okay, this consists of strawberries and grapes, and I'm gonna top it off with some blueberries. Okay, slide this back to the back. Okay, Philly wrap. Very simple, and I used the filet mignon that I had left over. And I just added the fruit, and a little bit of sauteed green peppers and red onions and onions. It's very simple, especially for the fall. Hey, I'm back. Now, the filet mignon that I use, I done made 2 dishes already with the filet mignon and the different ingredients I have. Now, the last meal that I'm gonna prepare, I'm gonna switch everything into a breakfast meal. Okay, with the filet mignon, first thing I'm gonna do is cube it up. I'm gonna slice it and cube it. Okay, now I'm gonna set this to the side. Now I'm gonna grab a white onion. Take the end of it off, peel it, pull it. I'm gonna throw this over here. Okay. I'm gonna julienne it right there. Okay, we got that one already ready. Okay, we gonna kind of mix it up. Take everything away from it. Okay, now you know the baked potato that I used for the first dinner menu. I'm gonna take this up and cut it and make it into hash browns. Okay. Basic hash brown. I already got some prepared there. And the green peppers and onions that I use, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the green peppers and onions to it. But what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna dice them up. I'm gonna cook it with the hash browns. Because I know I love green peppers and onions in my hash browns. Okay. Now I'm gonna slide all this in right here. Okay, now, let's get ready to move over to the stove right now because we getting ready to rip this up. Because when you go out to breakfast, your average breakfast place supposed to come to you between 7 to 8 minutes. Some places don't do it, but I like for my breakfast to come out to me hot because as soon you take the eggs out the skillet, as soon you set it up, eggs usually get cold pretty quick. But I'm getting ready to whip this up real quick so we can have a good breakfast. And I showing you how you can make 3 different meals with the same components that I use: the filet mignon, the baked potato, the asparagus, the green peppers and onions. Everything is just falling all into place. Let's move over to my stove right now. Okay, now we got the skillet hot, and when I add the oil to it, because I want my skillet pipe hot. This skillet is strictly for the potatoes. Oh yes. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of sea sauce to it. Okay, we're gonna saute it up. Now while your potatoes cooking, now I got my other skillet already ready. This is how we do it in the kitchen for breakfast. Okay, now I'm getting ready to add my beef tips and onions. Okay, we'll slide that one over there. Now we got all this stuff cooking right at the moment. Oh, there goes my towel. Okay, now I got a little bit of beef stock right here that I'm gonna add to the beef tips. Okay, we got that going. Now with everything's being prepared right now, okay, doing the potatoes. The beef tip is going. A little bit of sea salt, a little bit more black pepper. Now, in the process of me doing this is cooking right now. Now, I'm getting ready to drop my toast. Put my toaster down right now. Now, we got the beef tip pretty much ready. Good old-fashioned hash brown. You know, you got people call it hash browns or home fries. I prefer hash browns. But see, I went through with the baked potatoes and I just cubed them up. Very simple. You don't have to. If you got a baked potato left over, you can easily chop it up and make some good hash browns. Okay, the beef tips pretty much ready. Okay. Slide this one over here. Now, I'm gonna bring this over right here, and this is gonna be for my eggs. Okay, I'm gonna spray my pan with just a little bit of Pam. Very little, okay? Now I'm getting ready to do my eggs. Okay. Now you want the eggs very thin. What I usually do, add a little bit of seasoning to it, a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of black pepper. Okay. Oh yes, that's what. Okay, I like my eggs over easy. You want to make sure they get good and firm before you flip them. See, I just heard my toast go off. Now we pretty much getting it together now. Got my hash brown pretty much ready. Cut that off. Now I'm getting ready to flip my eggs. There we go. Put a little bit of seasoning on the back of them too. Oh yes. And we got the over easy eggs ready. Okay. Now we're gonna move back over to the table. I'm getting ready to plate it up right now. Hey, now we're getting ready to plate up our breakfast. Okay, I got my plate ready. Now, the first thing that I'm gonna lay down is my beef tips. Okay. I always start at the end of the plate. Okay. Oh yeah. Make sure you get the onions in there too. Okay. Okay, we got that one ready. Now, I'll make sure my plate, one of the things I like to do is make sure I got it pretty neat. Now, I'm getting ready to add the hash browns. Oh yeah, beef tips, hash brown. And we're gonna slide this on back over here. Okay. Lay my eggs down. Okay. Slide it over here. Okay. My toast is already ready. Now I'm gonna grab my toast out. I'm gonna add a little bit of butter on it. I'm gonna go ahead and put some on the other side too. Okay, now I got an added treat because when I get my breakfast meal, I usually have them to add me one special treat to it. I like fresh tomatoes. Slide this back, slide this back. Now, we are in business. A good breakfast meal with the filet mignon, eggs, the hash browns that I left from the potatoes, toast, and some sliced tomatoes with over easy eggs. Very simple. This is 3 different meals just using the filet mignon when I start off with the dinner. Okay, with the filet mignon, baked potato, sauteed asparagus. The second one I did was a wrap. I did a filet mignon with sauteed green peppers and onions, some of the things that I used for the salad before, and a fruit compote with a spinach wrap. Very simple, mayonnaise as the base. The last one, the baked potato that I used for the filet mignon. With the filet mignon, I cubed up the filet mignon, made it into beef tips, added some toast, tomato, and over easy eggs. This is all with one meal that if you have leftovers. Very simple. You can use all these components in different ways in your culinary experience. I hope you enjoy. I really have fun doing these 3 different meals out of one. Thank you.